Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arsalan and today we are on day 8 of building the problem solving skills with the help of Python. So today we will be solving a question based on a string again, and we will be solving it quickly. And just before starting to solve this question guys, do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, press the bell icon button and bookmark the playlist so that you can get the updates from the channel. So what we will be doing here, first of all, let's get a brief introduction of what this playlist is all about. In this playlist we have been solving question based on building the problem solving skills. So we started from a day one where we have solved a very easy question based on a string, and then we have been moving on to difficulty level from day 1 to day 2, day 3, day 5, day 6, so on and so forth. And we came upon to day 8 where we have another question based on string again. Now we will be just starting and solving this question. The question says write a function that takes a string as input and returns the first non-repeated character in the string. If there are no repeated characters, return none. Example input programming, so we will be returning p. And if the example, let's say if there is no, let's say I will be writing it here, one more input here, let's say input is equals to what input has a non-repeated values inside this. So what will happen here is pro graming. So if we change it to, let's say, pp pprr rroo, something like this, and the outcome here will be none. Because why it will be happening? Because there is no non-repeated character. All of the characters inside the string are repeated, so this is a non-repeated character, non-repeated repeated string. So what will be happening? It will be returning as a none value. That's all. That is what is asked in the question. So how we will be solving this question? First of all, let's first of all write a function here. Let's naming as non-repeated 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 character. Alright, so we have a function named as non-repeated character, which will be taking a string as a parameter, as an argument. And what we will be writing a parameter here is, let's say we have my string as the parameter. Alright, and my approach here will be, first of all, let's understand the len function. Let's say what is a let's understand len function. What is len function? uh, if I have a string as a is equals to Arsalan, and if I want to print the length, I will be saying that print me what? Print me len a. Let's pass this value for a while, and before we just while we just understand this function, len function, and if I try to run this code, it will be throwing me a value as 7. So this is just counting me the value as 7, all right, which is the length of my string. And if I say print a dot count what? Count me a, capital A. So it will be printing me 1. See, it's printing me 1. Why? Because it's printing me 1 because, see, the one a is only 1 inside this. If I say print print L, it will be printing me again a. So if I just write double L or triple L here, what it will be printing? It should be printing me uh, it should print me 1 2 3. It should be printing me 3. So it should be printing me 3. Let's run the code and see, it's printing me 3. Let's just run it again and see, it's printing me 3. Why it's printing me 3? Because the count of L is 3. So what is the count function? We will be using count function to tackle this question. So count function, count is an inbuilt function which counts the of number of occurrences of a, a character inside a string. So if we say that we have a string as this, we will be counting the number of letters inside this, right? So we will be counting them, and first of all I will be counting them, and then I will be just checking the length. If their length is 1, then we can say that it is not repeated, it's a non-repeated string, right? Sorry, I have to write it here. It's repeated string, it's a repeated string, it's not a non-repeated, it's a non-repeated. This is non-repeated. I wrote it correctly afterward. So I was writing, it I wrote a wrong value before, but I corrected it right now. So what we will be doing here is, guys, my approach here will be, now we have understood two functions here, length and count. So with these two functions we will be tackling this question. What we will be doing here is we will be counting the number of characters, occurrences, character occurrences, and then we will be checking their len len is equals to 1. So we'll be checking the len is equals to 1. If it's equals to 1, then we can just say that it's a repeated string, so non-repeated string, and repeated string if their length is not equals to 1, and we have to return the first character, which is a repeated string. So that will be also, we'll be just understanding that how we will be just doing, we're just using the indexing, and we will be just writing the values inside this, and let's just try this, and you will be just understanding it how we'll be approaching this. So let's say we have a temp value is equals to an empty string. Here we have created an empty string, which means that it's a temp is a string, but it's an empty string. So how I will be doing it, I will just looping this string. So for characters in my string, I will be seeing that if the character len is equals to, or account is equals to 1, if uh, my string dot count char, any char is equals to 1, then what should be done? It should temp should be means it should be concatenated in my temporary string. If I run this and show it you my temp value, you will be seeing that what I will be getting. Let's say is equals to non, or just directly print this value, print non repeated characters. I have written character, I should write it character, and I will be writing it here, let's say programming only. So let's say I put programming only here, and let's try to run this code. I will be getting values which will be having just remove this part from here, and we can discuss the things. So I will be just concatenating char, not a char in the string for that was a hard-coded value, and this will be typed dynamically. This will be concatenated dynamically. If I try to run this code and show it to you, that it will be getting POAIN, which means that P is also single character, O is also single character, A is also single character, I and N are also single characters, which means that their occurrences is only one time. Alright, so what I did here, if you haven't understood this, what I did here, I created an empty string, I loop through this for char. If I try to print char, let me show it to you that if I try to print char, what I will be getting, I will be getting all the character inside my string, all of the characters in my string, and on each on each individual different line, all the characters will be printed. Let me show it to you. See, all the values are printed here, including P, R, O, G, R, A, I, M, M, I, N, G. So this is what we will be getting. So what we are doing here is, for each individual character, instead of saying that for check for P, then check for OR, then check for O, we could have written it like this also, that if my string dot count, and count for P is equals to 1, then just temp plus is equals to P. We can also have done it like this. It will be just giving me only, then it will be only giving me P. Let me show it to you. See, it's giving me P value, and it will be just not a correct way. Why? Because see guys, we are just checking it for P. We should check each individual character inside my string, right? So instead of writing P, we can check for each individual character, and then we can just concatenate those characters to my temporary string. So we can write it like the thing which I have written it before, right? If I write it like this, if I just write it like this, it means that I am concatenating, what I am doing it like this, temp plus char. So that thing and this thing all means the same. What I am doing, this is an empty string, this, let me just show it to you, that visualize you that what I am doing. Temp is an empty string, and what I am adding, temp plus character. So first of all, it will be P here, and it will be exiting the loop, and again it will be running the loop. Then it will be for what it will be for, let us write it below here. Now first of all, it will be P, then it will be P plus, this will be also an empty string initially, and this will be also temp is equals to this, and P plus, now it will be checking for what it will be checking for R. If R is equals to what, it will, its occurrence is count is 1, which is not 1, it will be skipping that value. Now it will be checking for O. So O has the count as 1, so it will be adding O. Now again it will be running, and again it will be checking for G. If it has it will be having a count as 1, it will be concatenating. If it does not have a count as 1, it will be skipping that value, and it will goes to R again. Then it will be checking for A. Now A has the count as 1, so it will be added A. Then again it will be running, and then it will be checking for M. Definitely, because 2 M is are consecutively 2 M's here, so it will be not appending, or sorry, concatenating that value. Then it will be checking for I, so I has count as 1. All right, then it will be again iterating through the loop, and again concatenating N. Then if we have a G, which we have already checked that it has a count as 2 already. Now ultimately we have 5 values added, and it will be not P here, it will be first of all P, then it will be O here, PO, and then PO A, then it will be PO A I, and after this it will be exiting the loop. After this it will exit the loop, and then it will be returning this value, and then it will return us this value. All right, and then it will return us this value, and then what it will be happening, it will be giving us the value as POAIN. Now what we will be doing here is we have to check the first character, right? First non-repeated character in the string. These are five. So what we will be doing, see, p is the first value. So what we can do here is we can write p 0, which means that the first value of the string, that is my temp. So first character of my string, and show it to you, it will giving me p. So this was the first part, right? So we have got the first part as the value. Now second part is to check if the value is no non-repeated characters, which means that it is like this PPRRO. Let's if I write, let's say if I write this in my function below here and print this value, let me show it to you. Let me just show it to you that what I mean here is, if I try to run this specific value here and show it to you, it will be giving me a value which is saying that string index out of range, which means that it is an empty list, it has a length as 0. It will be having length as 0 because there will be no character with the count of 1. All of the characters has the count as 2. So it will be giving me an error. Why it is giving me error? Because see, the temp string will be empty string, because no value will be concatenated in this type of string where there is no non-repeated characters. Alright, so what we will be doing, how we'll be tackling this, we will be saying that if if uh, if len if length of temp is equals to 0, then return none. Now it will be showing me a none value. Let's say just delete this value and show it to you, and while I run this code again and show it to you, see that it is showing me a none value. Why it's showing me a none value? Because the temp value will be empty string, because no value will be concatenated inside this, because there is the all character inside these are repeating again and again, right? So no value will be concatenated in my temp value, so that's why it was showing me an error. So I tackled this error with while saying that len if the len of temp is equals to 0, return none. All right, so return me none, and that's what all we have to do here. So I hope you have understood this question on day 8, and I really hope that you are enjoying this tutorial and you are really building this logic and understanding of the string. And this playlist is meant for those guys who have been struggling in building the problem solving skills. So guys, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, press the bell icon button, and bookmark the playlist so that you can get the updates from the channel. Thank you guys for watching this video, and see you next time.